Do you
like going to
guys,
TwitchCon.
in general, do you ever like try to do more stuff to like farm a story because you haven't been doing much?
Bro, I heard Nick's been doing that for the pod.
Well, kind of, but I think
I've just been more of a yes man for the pod.
yeah,
You've been saying
Normally,
yes.
I would just stay inside and play video games, but if I go out, I will have something to talk about on Monday.
yeah. And
Less like I'm like there trying to make something happen. More like I can't just be in my room all week and then show up and fucking
so I
say.
showed up to Valkyries with an AK-47.
Yeah.
I just because I experienced this. Radstads hits me up in Slack because he works for Mogul Moves. He's our TikTok editor. Hi, Radstads, and he's like, hey, we're having like a housewarming party because he lives with him and 2 other guys. And it's like we just moved in. I'm like, oh, he's like, if you want to stop by, I'm like, sure. And I said, I hate socializing. I am going to give you a housewarming skeleton. And then he's like, okay, cool. And then I went to Home Depot. I wanted the 9-foot one that we saw outside that house.
Yeah, we saw an enormous skeleton, like literally the size of a house.
It's 9.5 feet long, but they didn't have it. They had a wolf. It was a werewolf, and it was 9.5 feet tall. The box was 100 pounds. And I'm like, well, this is what I'm getting. It cost $300. I'm like, okay, so
Dude, you brought that to the party?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm in the Home Depot parking lot.
Wait, that wolf in all the photos was from you?
Yeah, I brought him. So the thing is, I drive a RAV4, right?
I'm learning this now.
It's a decent sized
I
car.
thought that was his for the party.
They do talk about him like in the pictures, like he's been there for years.
No, yeah, well, he is immortal. That's what it
Right.
says in the box. I grab it. I take this box. I have a dolly. I'm like one man trying to take this, and I put down my seats, and it just barely doesn't fit in the box. I go in my car. Luckily, I have a box cutter, so I have to cut open the box in the Home Depot parking lot, and there's all these plastic wolf limbs and a bracket and
You have
like
to make it? You have to
tools. Yeah,
assemble
I
it?
mean, yeah, it comes. It's 9 feet tall. It literally won't fit in a vehicle.
Bro, it's too much effort
And so
for
I'm
a
just,
party. You
I'm
just show up and
throwing.
say,
I know, but I
"Hey."
figured this out, and I'm like, it won't fit in my car, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, what have I got myself into? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna take it back, and so I'm putting wolf limbs in my car. It's just stuffed, and it's like I had to Tetris all these limbs, and then I had to like cut up the box and put it. So I don't want to leave it in the parking lot. I go to Radstat's house. I'm like, hey, I need help.
You brought him the
You
job.
gave him a problem.
You gave him a fucking problem instead of a case of beer.
I did. I was like,
you gave him a
I was
fucking
like-
afternoon wasted.
so I was like, crap.
That's a good story, though, I
And
guess.
we start bringing
Like,
fucking
it's
limbs
camaraderie.
in, and his roommate is drunk as shit. He's like, what the fuck? And it's just like, we're just like a giant wolf head. It's like bigger than 2 guys. And then we'd spend the whole party assembling it, which is actually really fun for me because
Yeah.
I don't like drink. I don't like socializing a
You
lot.
like
Overclocks
structure.
me. And I was like, oh, I have a task. It was Among Us.
Yeah, you just brought extreme Legos.
I did bring extreme
for the
Legos.
function.
And now it's like, so we couldn't like attach the torso to the legs because it's like faultily built. So now they just have 2 halves of a 9-foot werewolf in their home. And I'm like, you're going to have to get rid of this, by the way. I'm not.
They will.
I don't.
It's in the dumpster now.
No, they
they'll
like
keep
it.
that for
Until
life.
Halloween. At least till Halloween's
Yeah.
over, yeah.
That's true.
And
fact.
so I found out, found out 2 things that day. If I go to socialize, I need a task and I'll be happy like Among Us. Or at that party, everyone is really funny.
Dude,
Everyone.
It'd be really funny to make this like a thing you do. Like you roll up to the party, you always have a giant werewolf.
That's always that.
Yeah.
You'd have
But,
to
like, we
buy
gotta
them
build
now.
it.
Bro,
you have to
you
buy them
actually
now because
do
they'll
need
go
a
away
task.
There were
after
only
Halloween.
2 left
Yeah.
at the Home Depot.
Stock up.
And
'Cause
they were making fun of me when I was buying it. This like old lady was like, someone's finally taking one home. And I'm like, yeah. Like, all right.
guy.
It's $300.
You do need a fucking task because I was at a party with you, Tafo's party. And
Yeah.
if you don't have a task, you're a menace.
I'm funny though.
His
Yeah, he's
task,
funny,
no,
but-
his task was to ruin your fucking night.
Yeah. He's just
Yeah.
following me around, like whipping the camera out, doing little bits, calling me bald. He's bald.
True.
Just
It's true.
screaming.
You sound pretty owned.
He's just roaming
It's
the party. but
crazy.
not even just
It's
me. He's
crazy
just
how much
picking
taller
fights.
he is than you.
But it's
Dude, the
great
phone up
because
here.
you'll always play
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, I'll play along, but I mean, he's not even doing it to me. He's with everybody. He's like, and then he leaves. Does that for 15 minutes. Just menace, and then Irish goodbye.
Dude,
When the world needed it
helped.
most.
I helped build that werewolf, and then I said to Radstats, "I'm leaving now."
How long were you there?
And I gave him a hug, and I left.
How long were you there?
Oof.
However
2
long the box does it takes to build.
2 hours. Yeah, it was so fucking hard to
It was
build.
bad.
It was like 10
You
grown
brought him a
adults just
2-hour
trying.
fucking project.
Yeah. So I don't know. I learned a lot about socializing this weekend.
You
It's
think
great.
that's what you learned?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the lesson of this Arthur
Sure.
episode.